It very much so. I mean, it's something, it's been with me since I was a child, because this is a fictional story inspired by a true relationship that I had with one of my uncles, who at the time when I was a young boy growing up in Baltimore, he was one of the city's most feared and infamous drug dealers, and I was actually a 9-year-old boy. Woody's 11 in the film, and he would pick me up and take me driving through Baltimore with him late nights. Many nights I would just fall asleep in the car because I couldn't go in places that he went into. And it wasn't until many, many years later that I had found out through one of the co-creators of the HBO show The Wire, who was a former Baltimore City police detective, that he had actually done surveillance on my actual real-life uncle. And he tells me that my uncle was the great manipulator, so he could use anything or anyone to get what he wanted. So the fact that I was this young boy in the car with him, he believes from a law enforcement standpoint that if in fact the police officer passed the two of us, he wouldn't look suspicious. It would just look like a father and a son in a car if he was transporting drugs. And when I'm hearing him tell me all these things about my uncle, and allegedly he killed 4 people in one day in Washington, D.C., that's when it became very, very interesting to me, just beyond, I looked up to my uncle. He was allegedly, supposedly, a dangerous person, but what in fact would have happened if I was with him one night and he actually killed someone and I was exposed to that? How would it shape me and my identity, and what would it ultimately do to me as I left that city and ultimately did move to North Carolina with my own real mother? In terms of performances, I just feel like that anyone that's creative, and if you're a writer and you have dreams to make movies, if you write a story and you write it well, and people can see that you're very passionate about it, actors, they'll be there because they just want to act, and they want to be a part of a process, and they want to create a character. And I just always held on to and had faith that, I mean, if you know anything about America, like for example, the Fish character, Dennis Haysbert's a very talented actor, but unfortunately, he doesn't get the opportunity to really act in movies. He sells car insurance every 3rd commercial in America. And so I just always held on to, if you write it, they'll show up. They will.